Hi, I'm Rick Small, and I'm at Airmate in Bryan, next to the Williams County Airport, a facility that's been in Bryan for quite some time, since 1962. And with me is Carol Screeder. How are you?
Very good. Thank you, Rick.
CEO and president, and this is a family-owned and operated business way back into the 1940s when it first started in Toledo.
That's correct. My father started the company in 1946 when he got out of the Navy after World War II. There had been a lot of inroads in plastic technology, and he decided he was going to build airplanes. So to start building the airplanes, he began designing with drafting instruments, and he thought, well, there's so much better technology in plastics, I think I'll make my own. So he began making his own drafting instruments, like triangles, T-squares, and curves. And he ended up showing them around, and he was so proud of them that people liked them, and he found himself in the business of drafting instruments. And he called that company Airmate because it would be the mate to his aircraft company. Well, he never started building airplanes, but he did build a line of glider kits that he sold and flew in competition throughout the United States. So that's the tie to aviation. The company was started in Toledo and began in a garage and then moved to the theater of a building in Toledo on Nebraska Avenue. In 1962, my parents looked at some property here in Bryan, which we're currently on, that included a dirt landing strip. Well, with the aviation in his blood, he had to move here. So the company came to Bryan in 1962, and then I joined the business in 1985.
I didn't know if it was coincidence you happened to be next to the airport, but there was method to his madness when he moved it here.
That's right. When I came into the business, we added templates to our line of products, and we grew that to include making templates for the ad specialty industry. And then in the last 15 years, we've added another product line, which we call fabricating, which is any types of plastics for companies. And today, we're still making drafting instruments. We're also the United States' largest template manufacturer. And we do all types of plastics for companies in such diverse industries as food processing, automotive, packaging, medical, and pharmaceutical.
Cost-effective. Plastics is in just about everything we deal with in our lives today, and especially when you're talking automotive, if you make it lighter and stronger, and especially more fuel efficient, that's going to catch the attention of a lot of people.
Right. And we make some very interesting and diverse products. Every day we get requests for unusual items. We've made a gauge to measure a horse's hoof for shoeing them. This is an item that we're making for Subway to cut the lettuce. We just make the handle. Instead of buying a huge expensive die, we're able to machine those parts out and keep the cost down. This is an eye occluder, and when you go to get eyeglasses fitted, you know, they measure your pupil distance like this. This is a company in Israel that we do these for. We also have a contract with Alvin & Company, and they're one of the largest drafting and art supply distributors in the U.S. This is the company that we've been doing business with since the 40s. And we make a line of their private label templates and package them for them. And we also, here's another part that we do for them, which is the original adjustable triangle, the same kind of part that we started in the 40s and we're still making, believe it or not.
I've always noticed that family-owned and operated businesses that start at family roots are the ones that take care of their customers best, and you're really here to serve the customer.
We are, and we have customers that we've had since the 40s when my dad began the business. And in fact, he dealt with a man out of New England who distributes drafting instruments, and now I deal with his son, and we have a nice friendship. So we've known each other over the years.
Generation to generation. We have some products here that we're looking at that are manufactured here. Tell us a bit about this. I'm looking at this. I'm in radio, so that looks like a CD holder, but it's got to have something else that goes with it.
Well, it's not a CD holder, but it is a small mock-up of some packaging that we do on a larger scale for automotive. So it's reusable packaging, and it's out of plastic sheets, so we're cutting the parts and then assembling them in such a way that it makes compartments for products to go right on the assembly line at the automotive build and then return to the manufacturer. So, you know, maybe it was for Monroe mufflers or some other radio or that kind of item. So we're doing products for the big three. We're third tier, but that's where it ends up, the big three automakers.
It's amazing, all the feeder companies around here like Airmate that help out automotive so much. Now, is something like this designed here and then you manufacture, or is it designed elsewhere?
It's designed by our customer and we manufacture it. Now, here's another similar automotive item, which is an expansion foam product for radio packs that go in here on the assembly line for automotive as well. We didn't make this original product, but they changed the radio model, and the geography did not match the new design. So instead of starting from scratch, they have us machining this to create the cavity that will fit the new radio design. So we're currently doing 600 of these a week. So we get a truckload of them in, machine them, send it out, get another truckload, and it keeps us pretty busy.
So Airmate does modifications as well to make that workable along with it. Now this is an interesting piece right here. Tell me about that.
This is a part that's molded. We do not do molding here, but we do decorating, and this is for a tractor. It's for the console, and we do the printing on the console for that part.
I was going to assume it was agricultural. I saw a little picture of the tractor there, but
Well, it is. It's for a tractor, so yeah, agricultural.
I could tell by the markings. And then down here, what is this I'm looking at right here?
This is a quilting ruler. There's a company in Toledo called Checker Distributors, and they sell just to mom and pop sewing and craft and quilting centers, so they don't sell to chain stores, and they have a great niche market. And this is a product that was designed by one of their customers overseas in England, Creative Grids, and the quilting business is very strong, and especially in an off economy, crafts tend to grow. So we make this part, which is used to cut fabric to size for quilt piecing. And we developed this special non-slip ink so that when you put this part on your fabric and hold it down, you can cut it with a rotary cutter along the edge and it doesn't slip on the fabric.
Somebody's thinking in design. We love that. That goes back to the customer service and satisfaction. You guys are really in the business of listening to what the customer needs and then go from there.
Well, we are, and that's our niche. You know, we aren't a huge, gigantic company that cranks out thousands of parts. We're a company that has a specialized niche, and we have to be flexible. We have to listen to our customers, and we have to help them design a better product to make them successful.
You have a great team here, too. You got some great employees.
We do. We have employees who have been here 20 years or more, and a lot of people who have been here 15 years and 10 years. It's like a family atmosphere. You know, we know each other, we have potluck lunches, it's a great place to work. And by the same token, they're really wonderful employees, they're dedicated, they pay close attention to quality, and they really give it their all, and they even come up with some ideas for products, so it's exciting.
We're inside of the facility here at Airmate now, and I'm joined by Kelly Entman, who's production manager. How's Kelly today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us to Airmate here, and you've been with the company 3 years now. As production manager, exactly what do you do?
I maintain the schedule to make sure orders are shipped out on time, make sure that the work is done within the time frame that we're allowed, and just oversee the plant.
We're talking about 40 employees in all. Is it one shift, two shifts? Do we go around the clock? How does that work?
We are running 3 shifts currently, 24 hours a day.
A lot of product is being produced here at Airmate, and something like directly behind us here, what are we looking at here, Kelly?
This is our 3-axis Bridgeport machine. We run a lot of our templates up here. We can cut material up to like 75 thousandths thick up here. We do a lot of stuff for the engineering field, scrapbooking companies, trucking companies, the food industry, just basically just about anything that a customer would want.
And we talked to Carol earlier, and she says it's all basically what the customers want you guys to manufacture for them. A lot of listening, and then you proceed from there.
That's correct. Yep.
Kelly, you've brought us to one of the newer pieces of machinery here at Airmate. What are we looking at here?
This is our Como. This helps make our job so much easier back here in the back. It has multiple tool change heads. So when an operator's setting up a job, instead of having to manually set each tool, it automatically is in their program to select a tool from the holders. As you can see on the machine, all these different cutters that are loaded in there right now. When we're doing jobs back here in Fab, it requires multiple tools, so it just makes the setup so much easier for the operators.
What we're actually watching is sort of a dry run before you actually put the plastic pieces in there.
That is correct. He's running the pattern as to what the part's actually going to be like when he loads the plastic on there. So he's just dry running it to ensure that the pattern's correct and everything is in the program correctly.
It's an amazing piece of machinery.
Yes, it is. Everybody likes to run this machine.
You going to give me a shot at it?
Sure, if you want.
Kelly, one of your operators with this machine came through the plastics engineering program at Northwest State Community College, and I know you work hand in hand with them because it's a wonderful program, and a lot of people are needed to fill the jobs in plastics.
That's correct. Tim Hanna is recently with us. He has brought his knowledge and education from CNC and also programming. He is out here learning the machines before we actually have him start programming jobs. So he's kind of getting the background feel as to how things run out here. So it'll only make him better when he goes out to help with programming.
A great partnership with Northwest State Community College, especially with the plastics engineering program they offer.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We also have another gentleman in our engineering department that came from Northwest as well. His name is Kevin Whitman. He does a fabulous job for us, too.
I'm with Tim Hanna, who's a graduate of Northwest State Community College. Kelly referred to him earlier. First off, Tim, good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
And tell us about your education at Northwest State, how it prepared you for this job at Airmate.
I got my associates out there. It got me able to look at the computers and everything with the G coding, and then now being able to actually physically watch the machines do what they do. It just puts everything in your, in your mind where you know what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, I know they have a wonderful plastics lab out at Northwest State Community College, but I think, as you said, when you get to the real workplace, all the puzzle pieces seem to come together.
Yeah, exactly. Everything falls into place, and I know the first week or two I was just following Mike around, and it's like, you don't think you're getting it, but once you start doing it, you know that, after actually being able to set them up and run them, you know that everything's clicking in place.
You get to work with a pretty cool piece of equipment right here, too.
Yeah, it's high dollar, so definitely makes you worry sometimes, standing there making sure that it's doing what you want it to do.
They call that quality, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Kelly, we've moved away from the big machinery into a little quieter area, but this is a very important area at Airmate.
This is our hand fab area. We do a lot of specialty stuff over here, like bending plastic, drilling, tapping, cutting angles, routering stuff. We do a lot of stuff over here that comes off the machines or comes directly over that we can't do on our big machines.
Now, from the design of the companies that you work with to getting it here, there's got to be a lot of good communication so you're getting it just right.
That's correct. When the work order comes out to the floor, there's a print that comes out with the work orders, so the operators know what dimensions to check on the prints to ensure that the part is to spec before we ship it out.
It's more than just the fabrication of plastic here at Airmate. We're also in the printing business to label some of that plastic, and we're in the printing area right now.
Yes, we are. In here, we print all different types of logos, different color of inks on our plastic. We also do products where we print on wood, metal. We also do pad printing. We can do multicolor on pad printing. When we do the screen printing, we can do big pieces of plastic and also small pieces of plastic. When the product is being printed, it will go under a UV dryer to cure the ink on the plastic, and then at the end we have an inspector checking to make sure that the product is being printed to a good quality standard.
So there's quality control all the way through.
That's correct.
And I would imagine, looking at these machines, you talked about big to small. We can take pretty small items all the way up to how big of an item can you print?
I think 48 inches is how big we can print.
Pretty good size, though, still, when you look at it. And just an amazing facet of this wonderful company, Airmate. I'm joined now by Holly Newbig, who is with HR and payroll here at Airmate. How's Holly today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. First off, your reflection on working here. How do you like Airmate?
It's a great company to work for. It's a very family-oriented, and I enjoy it.
Let's talk about what it takes for somebody to become an employee of Airmate. What do you look for in a good employee?
We look for employees that are dependable, also that are flexible, they're motivated, they have a good work ethic, and like to be part of a team environment.
That is one thing I noticed. It seemed like there was a lot of people helping each other here in every department and every facet we saw, so team's important.
Yes, it is. It's very important.
What about educational background? Any specifics with that?
No specifics with that. If you have a technical position that you're looking for, then of course you need some kind of a degree, but other than that, nothing specific.
We talked locally from Northwest State Community College perspective, plastics engineering program out there, and had a chance to talk to Tim, who said that was helpful in his career here.
Yes, we did. We have employed Tim through Staffmark. We do use local temporary agencies as well as Northwest State, and also the Ohio Means Jobs website.
Somebody wanted to apply at Airmate. What's the best way to go about that?
The best way is either they can bring their resume in, or they can go to Staffmark or Elwood Staffing.
All right. Airmate, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to work, and it's amazing the products they put out here with a great team effort, as Holly mentioned.